Turn the perspective around. Let's look at this forthcoming transaction through the eyes of our frontline staff person. And let's again take 1 minute and let's identify specifically as many positive assumptions as we can that our frontliner might have as the veteran is coming up to receive care this morning. So let's put 1 minute on the clock, Mark, and let's try to identify as many positive assumptions from our frontliner's point of view as we possibly can.
It's great to see family.
It's really nice that this person has family members coming in with them. What other positive assumptions? They're on time. This person is going to be as pleasant to me as I am to them. I can help these people. I know my job. I can answer their questions. I know the system, I know the rules, I know the facility. I will make this person feel comfortable. What else? Other positive assumptions our frontline people have. I will cater to their needs. I'm here to serve them. Crickets.
It's a recurring patient that you know.
Yeah, it's a familiar face. I know this guy. I've seen him before.
They're doing better.
Yeah, it looks like he looks better today. I care about this person as a person. Sure. Sure. Did you have one? Oh, you were just... Okay, time's up. Now, we're practical, we're realistic. We know that there are also negative assumptions, all right? Focus back around. Let's look at this through the eyes of our veteran and family member. And again, we'll take 1 minute and we'll try to identify specifically what some of the negative assumptions our veteran or that family member might have as they come through our door in the morning. So I'll ask Mark to put a minute on the clock, and we will identify as many negative assumptions from the vet's point of view as we can in 1 minute, and show me your hands. One. I'm glad I brought my lunch. I'm going to be here all day. The doctor is not going to be here again.
The breakfast I want is not being served.
Yeah, I can never get anything decent to eat here.
Why is there such a line?
There's always a line out the door in this place.
Another rude VA.
I'm going to get treated rudely again. They're late. Okay, they're not going to be on time. What else? I'm going to get rescheduled. I'm going to get the runaround. That's 2 of them.
The directions they gave me were wrong.
I get the wrong directions. This place is like a maze, and they keep moving the cheese on me. I had to park in a different zip code today.
Need more bathrooms.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Hello, and could we open a few of the bathrooms? Do you mind? Okay. Yeah. What other negative assumptions?
The shuttle's going to be late.
Shuttle is going to be late. Okay. What else?
Can't find a wheelchair.
I can't find a wheelchair. The canteen food costs too much. It's always cold in here, or it's hot. Okay. I fasted for our last one. I fasted for my labs, and there's no snacks for me. Okay. That is good. All right. Now let's turn it around. Let's look at it through the eyes of our frontliners. Reality is reality. And we all know that our frontliners can have negative assumptions about how this is going to go too, can't they? So let's take 1 minute. Mark's going to put a minute on the clock. Show me your hands, and let's identify as many negative assumptions that a frontliner could have before they ever say a word to this veteran. As the veteran comes through the door, what are some negative assumptions our frontliners have? And go. Here he comes again. A frequent flyer. Yeah. Yeah. We can never make this guy happy. He doesn't do what we ask him to do, and he still expects us to help solve all these problems. The guy only wants his drugs. He's late again. What is it? And I'm overbooked the way it is. Now I got another one to deal with. He can't move. The guy, you know, Grandma was slow, but she was older than he is. All right? Yeah. What other negative assumptions do our people have? Yes?
There's another one with a chip on his shoulder.
Oh, Mr. Chip on the shoulder. He's back.
He spends more time talking about his war experience than coming from treatment.
Now, I'm going to hear the same war stories again that I've heard 89 times already. Okay. Oh, hello. There it is. Right there. All right. one of the benchmarks we use in these sessions, all right, is how long it takes for somebody to bring up what a lady in Nebraska called the skank factor. Okay? Well, Linda did it for us, and then we thank you. Yes. And when's the last time this guy took a shower? Or washed his clothes? Or changed his clothes? Okay. Yeah. I mean, that's what this is all about, you know? You know they're out there.
Yes.
You've lived it.
Or the minutes of the stuff.
Yeah, that's
Okay. Okay. The point is, one of the points here is that before these folks ever say a word to each other, they've got this mix of positive and negative assumptions going on in their head on both sides of the fence. Now, in the time that we allotted, let's look at this. We were able to identify a total of 19 positive assumptions that our veteran and our frontliner had about how this transaction was going to happen. At the same time, we identified 26 negative assumptions in the minds of these same people. Now, I ask you, logically, if I'm getting ready to have a conversation with Mimi, and between the two of us, our negative assumptions about how this is going to go outweigh our positive assumptions by 150%, okay? How likely is it that this conversation is going to go well? Not real likely, is it? No, chances are. And the other important thing to realize is it's not only important to understand that those assumptions are there and what they are, but the time to do that is before you ever say a word to the other person. Because once it starts, and that avalanche is going down the mountain, you can't stop it. You can't turn it. It's too late. So what we're going to be talking about a lot today is trying to learn how to identify these assumptions, figure out what their impact is going to be on the conversation, and do that before the fact. Do it before the conversation starts. And to the extent that we're able to do that successfully, we can begin to make a change in our climate. All right, what questions do you have at this point? All right, then in that case, we are going to take our very first break of the day. We're going to take a 15-minute break. When we come back, don't go away, I got a commercial
I'll
here.
listen to you, I've got 3 pages on it.
When we come back, we're going to take a look at the first of 3 real-life scenarios taken right out of the files of the VA. And we're going to take a look at how this concept of assumptions and status works in the real world. And we're going to crank it up. We're going to bring Rob back up. We'll get Mark and Jackie involved. In the meantime, let's hear it from Michelle and Michelle's Cafe. Ladies and gentlemen. All right, 15 minutes, please. Before the break, we're going to take a look at the first of 3 real-life scenarios that were pulled right out of the VA files. When we first started working with the design team back in 2005, one of the things we asked them was to provide us with actual situations that take place in VA medical centers so that we could keep the program as real to your world as was humanly possible. They complied beyond our wildest expectations. They gave us 200 to 300 actual cases that were taken out of medical center files. We separated those into 3 basic types of confrontations. Patient confrontations, peer confrontations, and staff to authority confrontations. What we're going to do for the balance of the morning is to look at an example of each of those 3 types and talk about how the concept of status assignments and assumptions work into developing the challenge situations that you folks deal with on a day-to-day basis. Team 1, this is going to be your scenario. The first scenario is a patient confrontation that we call why. Rob has given everybody on Team 1 a form that you can use to chart the assumptions that you see being brought into the situation by the various people that you will meet. Teams 2 and 3, we will ask that you kind of note those assumptions. You don't need to chart them. You'll be doing that for your scenario when it comes around. The people you will meet in this scenario are as follows. You will meet a veteran who's a patient coming in for care this morning, named Benjamin Darnell. I will portray that character. You will meet a frontline employee named Mark, portrayed by Mark, because we're very creative in our organization. You will meet Benjamin Darnell's daughter, Harriet, portrayed by Jackie. She's coming in with her dad to the medical center this morning. And you will also meet Mark's supervisor, Amir Bagheri, portrayed by Rob. So as we go through this, try to keep in mind, try to focus on the assumptions that these various people are bringing into the situation and how those assumptions wind up damaging the conversation or the interaction as it unfolds before you in 3 dimensions. So with that in mind, we're going to take a look at this first scenario that we call why, and once you see why, you'll know why we called it why. Let's have a look.